Guys, welcome back to another video. Obviously in today's video I'm going to be essentially showing you guys how exactly I've been able to retain like 99% of my clients just by this simple automation right here. So just to give you guys some examples and just to give you guys some clarity on what this exact automation is doing, what it's essentially doing right now is, if I come into Slack or if I come into Google Forms, typically what it's going to do is every single weekend at the end of the week, whether if that's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is, it's going to send out this specific form to our clients, letting them know, hey, this is exactly what we want done. Just kind of like giving us feedback on what we can do better to ensure more smooth and more better client delivery and fulfillment, right? So obviously after that's done, if I come into like Google Sheets for you guys, it'll also show you exactly. So I'm gonna just come in here and I'm coming to Google Sheets, and I just want to kind of show you guys like how it's automated, right? So if I come into weekly check-ins, now you can essentially see like, obviously there's nothing in here right now, but whenever someone fills out the form, it's automatically just going to update into here, right? So that's essentially it. Before I kind of go into the video, that's just me explaining exactly how this automation is going to work. But let's just pretty much dive right into it. Okay, so the first part is setting up the form, and then we'll definitely go into the automations later, all right? So obviously this is all the questions that I typically just ask on the form. You can overdo it just because obviously if you have more details, then you know what exactly to, work on, right? You have more things to work on. But these are just like the questions that I've put in, right? So date of submission, I just come in here, select the date, and date of submission, and that way I know when they submit this form. Time of submission as well, so I'll come in here, just time, and then they'll just put that in. Full name, I just make that like a short answer type of question, so they'll put their full name in here. Appointments booked in the last 7 days, come in here, make it a short answer, and then appointments booked right there. Clients closed 7 days, or the last 7 days, because obviously the reason why I'm saying last 7 days is because I want to make sure that everything is updated, right? We don't want to, if it's like the last 30 days, then we can't really see the results, or we can't really grasp upon that data. So that's the reason why I say last 7 days. Main issue, them just picking one, what's the issue for them? There's no issues, still filling the form out. Is it acquisition? Is it conversion? Is it system errors? Is it fulfillment? Is it other, right? So I'll just put this as multiple choice. What specific resources or help do you need to help? Do you need the help with most? I just put this as a short answer, and then they'll just fill that out. And then, working with the Sendius agency, so working with your company name, obviously, I feel multiple choice, awesome, heard and understood, not aligned. If they put not aligned, then that's when we can essentially ask them, what exactly is it that you're not, that your feeling isn't really working, right? And then it's another one here again, working with the Sendius agency, I feel multiple choice, clear, fully aligned, not aligned. And then kind of ending the form off with what could a Sendius agency or what can company name do to make your experience better? I keep this as a short answer, and they'll just pretty much fill that text out, that answer, right? Now, once you're done with the form, that's when you're going to essentially come into the automation. So what I use is Zapier. I believe you can do this on Go High Level like N8N, but Zapier has more simple automations that you can just essentially use. So I'll come into the automation right here. So I have two different automations. I know you can do one automation and just pretty much figure all that out in one, but I just typically like to do this. So whenever someone fills out the form, it's going to essentially, so I'm gonna come in here and edit, actually no. So whenever someone fills out the form, right, which is the weekend feedback Sendius agency form, right? If I come here, the weekend feedback Sendius agency right here, right? Whenever someone fills out that form, it's going to come in here and it's going to essentially create a Google spreadsheet, right? So it's going to update the whole thing. The reason why there's nothing in here is because nobody filled out the form, but whenever someone does, and I'll show you guys right now, right? So I'm just fill out the form so I can just kind of show you guys. So I'm going to come in here, copy this link, boom. Oh, that's not even the link. Okay, copy the link. Copy, let me see, copy, no, that's not, let me see. Okay, cool, I guess I'll just kind of come in the Slack and just fill out the form. So, okay, cool, so this is essentially the form that they're gonna fill out, right? So give me a quick second here, guys. So what you're gonna do is just like, put in for the submission date. I'm just putting like a random time, right? 10 a.m. or something. Full name, test, David O. Appointments booked, test, right? Clients closed, test. Main issue, system error, what specific resources, test. Awesome, clear, and then test. And once I submit it, okay, cool. So once I submit that, if I come into Google Sheets, it should automatically just appear right here. So give it a quick second while it just pretty much auto-populates. Maybe it won't, just because like I hit my max on Zapier with like the credits, but typically it should auto respond right here, right? Once it does, I can also get a notification on Slack letting me know that, look, the client feedback form has been submitted. Obviously there's nothing here right now because, like I said, I have reached my Zapier credits already, so I think that's the reason why it's not even sending out, which is bad. I need to fix that, but other than that, that's essentially how it's gonna go, right? After that, once someone fills out the form, what it's essentially going to do as well after that is, if I come in the Zapier, that's like the first automation, right? Now, now how you set up the other automation in terms of like sending out messages and scheduling it, and obviously this is how the message is supposed to look like, right? So obviously it says like, weekly program check-in, feel free to, feel free if you have questions or concerns to fill in the weekly feedback plus progress update form. This form will keep us, will help us keep a pulse on where you're at, what's working, and where extra support might be needed. Take 1 to 2 minutes to complete it today. They just complete it, and then obviously that's just pretty much how it goes. So the reason, or the way you trigger it and the way you schedule that node is just by coming into here, right? So once you're in here, you're just gonna come in here. I'm gonna edit the draft so I can show you guys. So just come in here, make sure that the node is scheduled by Zapier every week. So day of the week, I just chose Saturday at 8 p.m. So every single day on Saturday at 8 p.m., this, or my time zone at least, right? This will be sending out essentially, right? Once that's sent out, like again, this is just pretty much a Zapier. So Zapier, you can have like you can pretty much tag the clients. You could say weekly program check-in. Feel free if you have any questions or concerns to fill in the weekly feedback plus progress update. Include the link to the form, and that should be pretty much it. And then obviously if you want to like change up things here a bit, I just put this as like send as a bot, no, and then include a link to this automation. I just put as no as well, right? So that's essentially it. It's very simple, but obviously I wish I can show you guys like how everything is like, oh, I guess it's already automated. There you go, right? So date of submission right here, boom, time of submission. I don't know why time is like that, so I'm gonna probably just change this. So time, edits, file, and whatever. I'll just do this another time, but this should be like a time, okay? So date of submission, boom, time, full name, appointments booked, clients closed, main issue. And if you come into Slack, it should be in here, but obviously it's not, so I guess it's taking some time. Okay, cool. So that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know this was a very short and simple automation to build out, but this right here alone has helped me retain 99% of my clients, right? So if you guys want to see any other automations, leave it down in the comments below. But up until then, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.